someone DM'd me on Instagram and basically said that they were a current college student out in California. Their major is finance, and they're super passionate about that. And their main question was really, what are some good ways to start making passive income? And I kind of like just plainly said, honestly, I love YouTube, but also flipping stuff on eBay has made me some decent income as well. And both those sources has been relatively easy for me, not in terms of like you could just automatically start doing it and making tons of money, but I think they're easy in terms of anyone can do it, and anyone has the tools and the resources to start doing it as well. So YouTube and eBay are actually my two biggest income sources, and sometimes they're actually bigger than my actual part-time jobs that I work. So I still do work part-time jobs during college, but I also do a lot of side income kind of stuff like YouTube and eBay and a couple other things that go along with that. And those have actually made me some pretty decent income. And I hope, in the next, few months or so, it will be able to surpass my part-time job income so that I don't actually have to work that anymore, which would be super awesome. But anyways, why I think YouTube and eBay are like two huge side hustles that literally anyone can do, and I'm going to go more into depth about that. So with my YouTube channel, I have this channel obviously that you're watching right now. I don't have any other channels or anything like that I'm like super active on, and I make more on YouTube than I do from eBay. And with eBay, I just simply buy things off Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, sometimes on eBay too, at thrift stores, and then I resell them and flip them on eBay for a profit. So with both of those, they cost very little to get started, and they both have potential to generate like huge amounts of income, like potentially like six-figure plus amounts of income if you like grow and get big enough and do it large enough. I mean, with the eBay thing, I probably wouldn't go big enough to where I'd be making six figures because it's just not something we want to do all the time. But with YouTube, it's definitely something that I could keep doing and keep expanding on that. So a couple tips and tricks that I think helped me start with those and really, helped me get going, making more side income, especially during college, which has been super helpful. So with college, I have probably more free time than someone working a 9-to-5 job. I mean, obviously I go to classes, I, study hard, do my homework, get good grades and everything like that. And I still do have friends, a social life, girlfriend, all that great stuff too, but I will say I did kind of sacrifice some things to do these side hustles and to be able to, make a little bit more income. So one thing that definitely helped me a lot, especially in the beginning with YouTube, was substituting making YouTube videos and like watching YouTube how-to videos and stuff of that nature for things like playing video games all the time and just watching Netflix, watching Hulu, just kind of overall doing things that were super unproductive. Three of the biggest things I cut out of my life that gave me enormous amounts of time that I didn't think I had beforehand was video games, watching TV, Netflix, YouTube, and also going through social media, because you'd be surprised how much time you actually spend on social media if you just simply like cut that out of your life. Now I will say I still watch Hulu every now and then and Netflix every now and then. I still do play video games. I still do all three of those things here and there, but reducing them drastically, like going from like, I don't know, playing video games from when I got home to when I went to bed, or like watching 10 Netflix videos on a Saturday, just cutting down those things to like much smaller amounts of time has definitely helped a lot. Really with social media, I only go on there to check my like channel and my Instagram account, my Twitter account for like things from you guys and update on that kind of stuff, but I'm not using it for like entertainment purposes anymore. So cutting those out definitely helped a lot with both of these side hustles. But first I'm going to talk about YouTube a little bit more in depth, and then I'm going to talk about eBay more in depth. So the reason I chose to do a YouTube channel rather than like some other social media account is one, it's like kind of super easy to, I think, get an audience on it if you're talking about the right stuff. So if you go somewhere like Instagram or Twitter, I think the content on there that you have to produce is a little bit more confusing. But with YouTube, I mean, you can really just sit in front of a camera, talk about whatever you want to talk about, and end up getting subs and people watching your videos and stuff like that. But with Instagram, Twitter, I don't know, TikTok, whatever else social media you might be on, there's like so many different ways you have to be putting that media out there. Like if you have Twitter, you're probably going to want to do like pictures, videos, and like written tweets. With Instagram, you're probably going to once again do videos, pictures, maybe even like some sort of like photoshopped, like written like piece of work with a quote or something like that, you know, whatever it might be. So with those ones, I actually think you're putting out a lot more content than you would be if you're doing YouTube videos. And I also think that with YouTube videos, they just come a little bit easier, and it's a little bit more like common sense with me, but that's just my personal preference. And another big reason why I think YouTube's a lot better than some of the other social media platforms out there is because it is so much it's so easier to monetize. It's incredibly easy to monetize. I mean, you have to hit YouTube's minimum threshold, which is like 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hour. When I originally started my channel, you only had to hit 10,000 views, and when I hit that 10,000 view mark, I was around 1,000 subs and well over 4,000 hours of watch time in the past year. So I still would hit those marks anyways. But YouTube, by far, like I just said, you can monetize it not only through ads, but you can also do just a whole different array of things and YouTube makes it super easy to modify. I mean, there's no other social media platform really out there that allows you to just have a huge description of 5,000 words and put whatever links you want to in there, as well as advertise yourself on the side and in the bar and just in the videos. I mean, Instagram, you're super limited. You can't really put links in there. Same with Twitter, you're limited as well, but YouTube by far is the best in that category. And a couple of reasons and a couple of tips, I think, to help on why I did YouTube and why it's worked somewhat well for me and how I'm able to make decent income off of it. One is kind of just like putting in the work, putting in the effort. I definitely go quantity over quality a lot of times with my videos. I feel like a lot of people, they're like really worried about like how they look in front of the camera, like they got to change their clothes, put makeup on. I've heard like really crazy things, like they spend hours and hours editing. They don't want to like put out content where they stutter or like misspeak or something like that. They have to either edit it out or reshoot the whole thing. And most of my videos I shoot are actually just one shot. I do very minimal editing, and then I just put it out on YouTube. That alone has saved me such an enormous amount of time compared to the beginning when I was kind of struggling. Like I would like change my outfit every single time I made a video. I would like make sure like to like shower right before, you know, like do all this like kind of stuff that probably wasn't as necessary as I thought it would be. I mean, obviously you want to look presentable probably in front of the camera, but I think people waste a whole lot of time on YouTube doing stuff like that. And another thing that helped me out a lot with YouTube is talking about something you actually enjoy doing and something that, you know, other people probably enjoy doing or hearing about or listening about as well. So if you're really good at something, or if you're just really interested in something, there's probably a really good chance there's a whole lot of other people out there on YouTube who are also interested in that. And you know, I personally started my YouTube channel. I simply was watching other people who were making videos like I do, and I was just like, all right, their like content's not really that good. I could probably do what they're doing, but do it better. So then I started doing that. So if you're interested in anything, like I know people out there that have YouTube channels about like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and like RC cars, slime, I mean anything. If you are very interested in something, or even think you might be interested in something, then that could potentially be what you make your entire YouTube channel around. I mean, it's kind of crazy everything out there that you can make YouTube videos and channels about and all that kind of stuff. So I think that is super important too, to do something you enjoy, not something you think people might watch perhaps. So I think that's kind of a big thing to do as well. But anyways, that's pretty much it for that. Moving on to the eBay side hustle and how I make money from that during college. So with this, basically, like I said before, what I do is I buy stuff on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, thrift stores, places like that, and then I resell it and flip it on eBay. And this is super easy. I mean, all you really need is a phone and maybe a little bit of money to start off. But if you are struggling to have money to like start off, which is totally understandable, one thing that I did was just simply sell old stuff around your house. So there's plenty of stuff even right behind me right now that I could easily sell on eBay. I mean, if I just like tore apart this entire little office area back here and sold half the crap back here that I haven't touched, like these, I don't know, these Jordans over here that I never wear. Like if I just sold these Jordans on eBay for like $200, that would be plenty of money to start off with an eBay store. So my eBay store, it's just like an individual seller, nothing too crazy about that. I'm also probably going to pop up how much I've like made in the past like 60 days or whatever, just to show you guys that I'm actually making this money and not just saying it. I personally aim for like smaller items because I'm just kind of starting off and I want to get a lot of good reviews on eBay and a lot of customers actually, giving me 5 stars and stuff. So I'm just buying a lot of stuff that sells quickly and is kind of popular, as well as that's super cheap to buy, because I once again tried to start this from like having as little money as possible for not only you guys to see it, but just because I just didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on it. So in the past 60 days, I've made $412, and that's probably more like the past like 30 days, probably closer to like a month and a half than it actually is 60. So I've been doing pretty well on that. I mean, if you just divide that by 2 months, which I think I actually started November 1st selling stuff on eBay, and my first thing didn't sell for a couple of weeks. So if you break that down, $412, if you just divide that by 200 extra bucks a month, that's a pretty decent amount, especially because I'm shooting for really low end, easy to ship items. When I was doing it prior in high school, actually I was doing it quite a bit. I was selling bigger things like Xboxes and PlayStations and cell phones, and I was making much more money that way. But there are a lot of like kind of cons to doing it that way as well, because I also bought a bunch of broken PlayStations that didn't actually work because I couldn't really test them out too much. So there's a lot of things tricky with that. Shipping super expensive with that. It's at least 20-25 bucks there, and it's much harder to find good deals with that because people consistently sell them at the same prices. But so far it's been going very well for me. I still have a lot of inventory back here, that's why I haven't like been actively buying things as much, but I have definitely been making some decent money off of this, and I've really spent very little money. I mean, out of that $412 that I've made so far, I mean, probably $350 of it's profit. I have spent virtually almost no money at all buying things, because once again, like I said, I'm buying them from thrift stores, I'm buying really cheap items on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and then just selling them on eBay, and eBay doesn't really charge you a whole lot, and most of the time I'm charging the sellers for shipping as well. So that's pretty much all profit right there, which has been really great and really awesome so far. So that's really it for this video. I hope it helped you guys out. Let me know in the comment section if you plan on making a side hustle. Maybe it's one of these two things, whether it be YouTube channel or reselling things on whichever platform it might be. Maybe you're trying to start another social media account as well. But other than that, guys, I'm going to have my own social media, my Instagram and Twitter, podcast, all that good stuff in the description. So definitely check those out if you're interested. And also, if you enjoyed the video, definitely head over to my channel. I talk about investing, stock market, personal finance, entrepreneurship, things like that. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, head over to my channel. If you like what you're seeing, definitely consider subscribing. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching.